Hey everyone, this video is to show how to defeat Omega Mark 12 in Final Fantasy 12 without using Reverse or Wither. I find both of these abilities to be really cheap and takes a lot of challenge out of the fights, so I figured I'd try something a little different. This right here is my setup, and I'll go more in depth with it during the fight. Okay, so at the start of this battle, you want to approach it with one of your inactive characters with Vanish. Normally, Omega can snipe you from pretty far before you can reach him, but with Vanish active, he won't spot you and will not fire at you. So, use this opportunity to walk over to him, and then bring your main team out. So we can get to a pretty safe start. So for this battle, I'm actually having Vaughn, who is a knight, as my main healer. The main way I'm doing that is through the Excalibur Blade, which is Holy Elemental. And he is attacking Bosch, who has the Sage's Ring, so he absorbs holy attacks. That way, I'm mainly doing this because the problem with white magic is it has a lot of cooldown after you cast your healing, but normal attacks do not have, well, they have a bit of cooldown, but barely any, and because of that, Vaughn is able to heal way faster than any white magic can. I've also got Bravery on him, so that way it boosts his healing potential. And he is at critical HP, so that way he can take advantage of the Adrenaline Augment, which boosts his damage output, or healing output in this case, even further. I also gave him the Cameo Belt, so that way he does not miss. That can happen because Bosch's weapon does have some evasion on it. As for Bosch himself, as you could tell, he's my main attacker and my tank. He's going to have Decoy on for the entire fight, so that way no one else will be affected. And he also has Berserk. Normally, with Omega's attacks, he has a 10% chance of inflicting Berserk, which can be bad in some cases. But with Bosch being the only one targeted due to Decoy, that's a pretty good thing. So I do want him to be the main tank. As for Fran here, as you might have noticed, she is constantly re-enabling my buffs in order to keep them active. Because casting a buff while it's already there will reset the duration length, so they'll never wear off. I also have a specific cycle going, it's that way I ensure that they never wear off. My cycle goes cast Decoy on Bosch, then cast Bubble on Bosch to make sure he has enough HP to survive, cast Bravery on Vaughn, then cast Bravery on Bosch, that way they keep dealing more damage, and then cast Haste Gust so that way they can attack faster. Without haste, Vaughn won't be able to keep up. And after that, I usually give Fran about 2 rounds to do whatever she feels like. In my case, I'm having her use Sheer. Sheer, as you saw, lowers Omega's magic resist, and the weapon that Bosch is holding, the pole, it targets magic resist, so he can deal more damage. Otherwise, I do also try to use High Ether so that Fran's MP doesn't wear out. So Omega is starting to get a little low on HP right now. And when he hits critical, he gains a pretty large attack boost, and I want to get Protect up in preparation for this. That was Protectica, but it can just be Protect on Bosch, it doesn't really matter. I do find it a little hard to tell when we're about to hit 20% HP with that gauge, that's why I used it rather preemptively. Protect lasts a long time, so I'm not worried about it wearing off at all. It'll be good for the rest of the fight. It should be coming up soon. There we go, Omega is now in critical. So, at this point, yeah, if you can tell by those numbers over there, he's hitting pretty close to how much Vaughn can heal. This is specifically why I gave Vaughn Adrenaline at critical HP, instead of using the Focus Augment at max HP, because Adrenaline boosts damage output further than Focus. But the main reason why I have Protect Gut, it's more so because of another augment Bosch has called Last Stand. What that does is it makes it so that he takes less damage while he is in critical HP. Normally, this is a good thing, but in this particular fight, what Omega can do if I don't have Protect up is he can knock Bosch's HP into critical, and then when Vaughn attacks, due to Last Stand, the amount of HP he'll restore will not be enough for Bosch to survive Omega's next attack. So that complicated things quite a bit. I seriously considered resetting all of my licenses just that way I could not have the Last Stand augments, but no, Protect turned out to be enough. So at this point, we just keep on attacking, and that's it. Just keep doing what we've been doing, and eventually you'll go down. I prefer this strategy much more than the reverse strategy, because reverse can miss. So there is a chance that you won't be able to get it on when you need it, and that'll get you killed. In addition to that, I just don't like reverse as an ability. I think being able to turn all the damage you take into healing is really cheap. I don't feel good about using it. And he is down. I also didn't want to use Wither either, because Wither lowers Omega's attack and that just cripples the fight. That's not fun. But there we go, he's down. The only thing that I'm not certain about this strategy is what versions it works in. This is played on the Zodiac age, which most people probably have, so this can apply just fine. But in the International Zodiac Job System version on PS2, it's a little tougher because you only have one job per character, so it's going to be a lot more restrictive. But I believe it can still be done if you have one character as a knight with Excalibur, another character that... I think they can be fine with most jobs, just so long as they're good at dealing damage. I believe Fran would have to be a white mage, or just have a white mage on your team, and use haste Gummot in substitute for not having haste in that job. And I think that's it. This was a pretty fun strategy to put together, and I hope someone makes some good use out of it. Or at least enjoyed what it's capable of. I love seeing Vaughn wail on Bosch like that.